And now, an announcement that can't wait.
We have something to tell you.
We can't keep it a secret any longer.
See, from the very beginning, I knew he was a winner.
I felt the same way. So now it's time for everybody in the world to know.
Burger King has switched to Pepsi.
Burger King and Pepsi, 2 winning tastes.
Together at last?
Together at last.
Are you missing something in your treatment of sinus? Introducing new Maximum Strength Sinutab with maximum decongestant to let you breathe again. Maximum antihistamine to dry up runny nose, watery eyes. Maximum non-aspirin pain reliever for throbbing headache. New Maximum Strength Sinutab. You can't buy a stronger, more complete sinus remedy without a prescription. New Maximum Strength Sinutab. It's the most you can do for your sinuses.
Raymond, is Mr. Smith free?
I think so. Why?
I don't know. I don't feel so good. I think maybe I ate something bad tonight.
I beg your pardon, Miss Ellie. I prepared tonight's dinner. There was nothing bad. The only possible criticism might be that the basil in the consommé lacked zest.
Oh.
Ooh, you really don't feel well, do you?
No, I got this pain. It comes and goes. Mostly it just stays there, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you want to see Mr. Smith for?
Because he's smart. He knows why I'm feeling so bad. Mr. Smith, I got a pain right here. I think maybe it's something that I ate.
No, Ellie, I'm sure Raymond's cooking wouldn't do that.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no, his cooking gives you pains here and here and here, but not there. But you got, sounds like it could be appendicitis.
Oh, no!
Ellie?
Tommy, this is terrible.
What's the matter?
Raymond's cooking gave me appendicitis.
Now, don't worry, Ellie. The Institute is a private clinic, and that way I can be with you. And they got great doctors, and they'll examine you thoroughly.
But you already said what it was.
I'm not a doctor. I've read a lot of medical books the past few weeks, but this calls for a real doctor, and the Institute has the best in the world.
Suppose it is what you said.
Appendix, they'll just take it out. It's a very simple surgical procedure.
That's right, sis. There's nothing to it, just like gutting a bluefish.
Right. Ellie, you know, this will make you a celebrity with your class at school. I bet this is the most exciting thing that ever happened to any of them.
6 kids in my class have lived through revolutions. 4 have been taken hostage. 2 have had their embassies bombed. And 1 survived a plane crash in a volcano.
Did I tell you they give you ice cream afterwards?
I've got a car waiting. The Institute is expecting us, and Dr. Kessler is standing by.
He's a good man. You couldn't ask for any better. You're not scared, are you?
Me? Scared? Come on. I just told they'd do it tonight. I'm supposed to play touch football tomorrow. Sure you're gonna be there?
You bet.
I've included everything you might need for the next few days, Miss Ellie.
Did you pack my school book so I can keep up with my homework?
No, miss.
You're the best, Raymond.
I try to please.
And don't you be scared.
I'm not scared. I am a little worried, though.
You want to talk about it?
You're gonna think I'm silly.
No, I wouldn't. Tell me.
Well, I've heard with an appendix scar. You can't wear a string bikini.
It's never stopped me. Raymond. Sorry, sir. I don't know what came over me. I hope you'll put that out of your mind.
Wish I could.
Don't you worry, we'll have that appendix out in no time.
So Mr. Smith was right.
Yes, Mr. Smith is an expert diagnostician. He's highly respected here. He could probably perform surgery if he had hands like ours.
Yes, and if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a trolley car.
Mr. Smith, am I glad you're here? I have to talk to you right away.
Judy, how you doing? Nice outfit.
Thank you. Dr. Klein asked me to find you right away. Could we speak in private for a second?
Sure. Excuse us all, will you?
Certainly, sir.
There's been a real emergency upstairs. It's Professor Blackmore. Apparently he started complaining of severe headaches last night and then a stiff neck.
Sounds like a brain aneurysm.
That's the diagnosis.
Poor guy, that's terrible. Blackmore's irreplaceable to the space agency. I mean, when you think of all the stuff he's come up with lately. Who's our brain man on this?
Dr. Freeman. He's in briefing the surgical team right now. Dr. Klein wants you to sit in.
But how does Freeman feel about that?
Are you kidding? Someone with your ability? I'm sure that once Dr. Klein explains it to him, Dr. Freeman would be more than happy to have you sit in.
Are you out of your mind?
In no way. But he's brilliant.
I know. I read his paper on endocrinology. He's very sound on the theoretical stuff, but when it comes to surgery, what's he done? That monkey's never even taken out a tonsil.
Look, I want him to observe. Professor Blackmore's condition is too serious to take chances.
Take chances?
We want the best. You're the best brain surgeon. He's the best brain. Now, what can it hurt to let him observe?
I suppose you're right. It's just... I'm just not used to being second-guessed.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Hi, how you doing, Vince?
Fine.
Please. Don't mind me, Doctor. You just go ahead. Just carry on. Just pretend I'm not here. I'll just sit here, right here, and I won't say a word. You go right ahead.
Well, as I was saying, my fear is that without surgery, further leakage could cause a second, more severe subarachnoid hemorrhage. So I intend to perform a right pterional craniotomy and try to put in an aneurysm. Why are you shaking your head? Do you have a problem with any of this?
Oh, sorry. Was I shaking my head? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. You go right ahead. But I was just thinking, do we really want to do a craniotomy?
We? I don't know who we is, Mr. Smith.
Your arteriogram shows that the aneurysm is coming off the right internal carotid artery in the supraclinoid portion of the vessel, right?
We can all see that.
Okay. So my point is simply that surgery carries with it certain obvious risks, such as vasospasm, hypertension, cerebral edema.
Yes, or blood spilling into the subarachnoid space.
Which can lead to...
infection or post-operative pneumonia. What is your point?
My point is that from my reading of that arteriogram, I don't like the odds.
He doesn't like the odds. Well, Mr. Smith, have you any better suggestion for dealing with an aneurysm?
Yeah. There's a little balloon-like device with an opening in the center. You know, kind of, sort of like a stretched-out donut.
I've read about it. There have been some experiments.
I'm suggesting we float it up the artery to the right place and we inflate it.
Is that dangerous?
Not at all. In fact, we could do it with Professor Blackmore awake. Then we check whether the circulation through the carotid artery is intact.
Suppose it is. What then?
Nothing. That's the beauty of it. We detach the balloon and we go home. Blackmore will be out of here by the weekend. And it's a lot less risky than your surgery.
Can you do that, Doctor?
What do you mean, can I do it?
I'm going to ask you to be a team player and to put individual ego aside. With your skill and Mr. Smith's intelligence, we have a chance to save Professor Blackmore's life.
Very well. But who's in charge?
You are, of course, Doctor. I'll merely observe. I won't even say a word. I won't even know I'm there.
Mr. Smith will be right back.
Mr. Smith's procedure, something he thought up an hour ago.
Yes, and that's why I can't be with Ellie. Mr. Smith's offered his services as an advisor to the chief surgeon.
I'll bet his cap is still in the air. I brought some toys for you, Miss Ellie. And a Spider-Man for you.
Toys, TV, and ice cream. I'll have to come back here sometime when I'm not sick.
How's she doing, Doctor?
Fine, I just gave her a little shot to make her drowsy. They'll come and get you in a little while. You're gonna be just fine.
Don't you worry about Ellie, Doctor. She's as tough as they come. She's not scared. Are you?
No. Yes.
Why, Miss Ellie.
I wasn't. I really wasn't. Then all of a sudden I started to think about it. I'm so ashamed.
What? For being afraid? That's silly.
Of course it is.
Oh, it's perfectly natural.
Mr. Atwood's right. Listen to Mr. Atwood.
You've got every right to be scared in a hospital. Think of all the things that can go wrong.
Well, no.
Sponges and scissors and stuff get left inside people.
Mr. Atwood, no.
And there's a lot of bad doctors, too.
Mr. Atwood.
In your place, I'd be scared silly.
Mr. Atwood, if I might make a respectful suggestion, shut up.
He's just trying to help. He stinks at it, but that's what he's doing.
Listen, Miss Ellie, you shouldn't be ashamed of being nervous. Everybody's nervous before an operation, but there's no reason to be scared. You're having a simple procedure that's been done successfully millions and millions of times. On the other hand, in the operating room next to yours, a man is about to have an enormously tricky, long-shot, life-saving procedure that's never been tried before and was thought up by an ape. Think how he feels.
Don't you worry, Professor. We're going to fix you up good as new. The Institute has the best doctors in the world.
Tell me, does your mother know you do this?
What?
Never mind, just a joke. Are you preparing me for surgery, or are you trying to milk me?
I'm sorry, this is a little difficult. Your hands are on the large side.
Well, so would yours be if your ancestors swung from trees.
Well, there's a theory that says they did.
Oh, yeah, right, Darwin. The theory of deterioration.
Evolution.
That's your way of looking at it.
This is our TV monitoring room. Sometimes we get advanced medical students in here to observe what we're doing.
Good thing they're not here today. I don't think a surgeon whose knuckles drag on the floor would do much for enrollment.
We have a camera right over the operating table so we can see right into the incision. But the color isn't too good. Sometimes it gets a little green.
In all likelihood, so will I.
Sure you want to watch this?
No, given my choice, I'd rather watch a Joan Crawford movie, but life is seldom fair.
Good evening, Professor. I'm Dr. Freeman. This is the team that will assist me tonight. This is Dr. Fröhlich, Dr. Chow, and Mr. Smith.
It's the drugs, isn't it?
I'm a big fan of yours, Professor. I've read all your books.
Now, let me explain, Professor. Mr. Smith is not a normal anthropoid. He's an amazing intellect, and he has agreed to help us tonight. In fact, the whole procedure we're doing on your brain tonight was Mr. Smith's idea.
Oh, my God.
How's his blood pressure?
Everything's normal, Mr. Smith.
Good, good. You see, now, Professor, if we were doing your craniotomy, we'd have to lower your pressure to a very dangerous level. This way, it isn't necessary.
I see.
How's it look over there?
Moving right up on schedule, Mr. Smith.
Good, good, good. See, Professor, since the brain can't feel any pain here, all we have to use is a local anesthetic. Not only is it a lot safer to keep you awake for an operation like this, but with my procedure, I figure you could be out of here within 2 hours after the surgery.
Really?
Yeah. Which is, you've got to admit, a pretty big plus for our side.
How did we ever manage without you?
We're witnessing medical history, Raymond. I'm quite sure this is the first time an animal ever assisted in surgery.
Who knows, maybe it'll start a trend. Perhaps someday I can look forward to having my tonsils sucked out by an anteater.
Easy to joke, Raymond, but Mr. Smith has come up with an absolutely brilliant and innovative technique. Inflating a balloon inside a man's brain to treat an aneurysm.
Let's hope it doesn't overinflate, or they'll be flying his head in the Macy's Day Parade.
You're in place, Doctor.
Good, good.
Is it inflated?
Of course it's inflated.
Then you should inject a little contrast.
I know that.
So when are you going to inject it?
When I'm good and ready.
Please, no fighting.
Now I'm ready.
You believe this guy?
Uh-oh, we've lost the balloon. I can't see the balloon, and I can't see the carotid either.
I knew it. I knew it.
Wait a minute. Are you sure we lost the balloon? Why don't we inject some more contrast?
There's no time for that. I'm going to do what I should have done in the first place. Prepare for general anesthesia.
Dr. Freeman, no. I'm saying don't do that.
We've stopped listening to you, Mr. Smith. I'll need aneurysm clips.
Doctor, will you just slow down for a second?
Please, no fighting.
Doctor, we're getting an elevated heart rate. We're heading for VTAC.
You're panicking your patient. Now, what do you lose by re-injecting the contrast?
What do I lose?
It'll take a second. It can't hurt.
May I remind you that I was practicing medicine while you were still picking fleas from your hair?
Well, it's time you stopped practicing and got it right.
Please, no fighting.
I agree with Smith.
So do I. All right, all right. But if it doesn't work your way, we'll do it mine. Contrast material.
Why did you have 2 syringes of the contrast fluid?
We didn't. The other's just saline.
Saline solution?
That's why the carotid didn't show up. You got to use the right stuff.
I'm going to.
Ever see anything like this in your life?
And I thought brain surgery was all work and no play.
Mr. Atwood, how's Miss Ellie?
Just fine. The operation went great. She ought to be coming out of the anesthetic in about 20 minutes. What are you watching?
Mr. Smith is trying to save a man's life.
Oh, yeah? What's on the other channel?
Nothing, Tommy. This is the only channel.
Well, at least you can fix the picture. That's terrible. Can't you get the color any sharper?
I don't think you should touch anything, Tommy.
Oh, no danger. I do it all the time to our set at home.
Tommy.
No. You just adjust these 2 little things in the back. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
Perfect, Mr. Smith. Balloon's in place.
Heart rate's dropping. 133, 108. Stabilizing. Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let's get another arteriogram.
Coming right up, sir.
How am I?
I think you're going to be just fine, Professor.
Oh, thank you. Thank you all. And thank you, Mr.
Smith?
When does he tug on his ear and sing, "I'm so glad we had this time together"?
Okay, that's the antenna.
Now, we'll remove the catheter, and you'll be as good as...
Now, all I got to do is attach it to this wire here.
What happened?
Somebody turned out the lights.
Well, I didn't turn out the lights. Well, somebody must have done something.
It must be a fuse.
I can't believe that.
What do you mean you can't believe it? Of course.
Please, no writing!
Lousy gloves. Oh. Shit. Jeez.
Oh, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, hi, Judy.
Oh, Mr. Smith. I saw it all on closed circuit. You saved Professor Blackmore's life. I think it's just extraordinary that you were able to do what you did. To maneuver like that inside a man's brain. I feel as though we're on the threshold of a whole new age of medicine. Microsurgery, laser technology. It's as though there's nothing a man can't do if he sets his mind to it. Well, I've got to go and report your success to Dr. Plant. I just know he's going to be as thrilled as I am.
No doubt. Steak cabbage are not an octopus. Okay. How do women ever get out of pantyhose? How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm talking to her.
I'm fine, too. There was nothing to it. Please keep on reading.
Right. Excuse me. Still the castle lay a half day's ride away, and night was fast approaching. Sir Gawain's eyes grew heavy. He sought a place where they could sleep, as he was sorely tired by his exertions.
Now stay tuned for the animated special, The Coneheads, with the voices of your favorite personalities from Saturday Night Live. Then a killer in the wings could bring down the curtain for Manimal. Later on Love and Honor, a forbidden love drives Sergeant Allard into the arms of another woman. All on NBC. Be there.